welcome to our new home. This is the Christina Stewardship Society's Interpretive Gallery and new office, and we're having our open house today. The mandate for the Christina Stewardship Society is, under our watershed management plan, issues that came up from that was water quality, non-native plant species, fishery sustainability, forestry practices, and wildlife values, along with shoreline and stream bank modifications. And this is Grace McGregor.
Hi, welcome.
And Grace has been involved with the society from the beginning and also went through the watershed management plan process. So out of these categories, we broke it down to core operation initiatives, which is interpretive gallery and our office and our staff. And we do public education and community involvement initiatives. And we continue to expand upon monitoring programs, and that includes fisheries and wildlife monitoring. The Centre offers public access to information, assistance and liaison for environmental queries, houses reports, maps, data, best management practices. We have a resource library, public education venues, and we have local knowledge and experience and professional field staff and community participation. One of the big events that we have is Lake Cleanup Day, which is held annually in May. And this year was on May 26, 2012, and this is some of our young stewards.
And if I might, I would like to add a little bit of something to Lake Cleanup Day. We talk a lot about the regional district. I am the regional district director for Christina Lake, about people with bad behavior. And numerous people seem to think that dump fees and those kind of things enhance bad behavior. I don't believe so. I believe everyone needs to take on in their respective community exactly what the stewardship has taken on for several years now at Christina Lake. It works, it brings people on board, it makes them more proud of their community, and I, for one, as the regional director, am very, very proud of the stewardship for doing exactly that.
Oh, thanks, Grace. This year we had about 50 people, so it was a really, really good turnout. We also partner with other organizations within the Boundary and the Cuillin area, and this is a partnership program with the Boundary Weed Management Committee, and this is in the Nature Park, and it's the removal yellow flag iris. We also get involved in aquatic invasive species, so we do fisheries enumerations, and our newest addition to the lake is the yellow perch, which has gone through a lot of the lakes within the central interior and southern interior. We don't have purple loosestrife yet, but we're on the watch for that. And the newest one is the zebra and quaco mussels. So we do monitoring, and we have 4 sites out on the lake. We do bear aware. We've been doing this for a few years, but now we're doing the one under the BC Conservation Foundation. So we partner with the Conservation Officers Services and the Ministry of Forests, and it's a big program here and very popular. We do septic inspection kits that are free to the public, people that live on any waterway in our watershed, and that's becoming a bigger issue because of potential septic issues. So this one, people monitor it themselves, and if they have a problem, they can deal with it themselves. We keep informed with the forestry and range practices, so we know what harvesting is going on within our watershed. We also are on YouTube, and this is a CD or DVD that we made from last year's annual watershed review, which is attended by like 76 people. And you can view it on YouTube, and the link is on our website, lakesteward.ca. And now Joanne is going to take over and talk about some of the summer programs.
So this summer, a big part of my job was to put together a program for education seminars for kids. So I came up with 7 different classes. We've had 3 so far: the Discover Water, Fun in the Forest, and Amazing Animals. And we're continuing with orienteering, fish, birds, and an ecosystem explorer class that will put all the concepts together. And we also offer bearware for all ages every Saturday morning starting at 10. The education seminars are Thursdays from 10 to 11:30.
Okay, thanks, John. Okay. Some of the new initiatives that we're undertaking is we've become part of the Boundary Habitat Stewards. We were part of the amphibian migration on Highway 3 last spring. And also I'm part of the Kettle River Watershed Management Plan Stakeholders Committee, as Grace is, you're the chair? Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm also part of the Advisory Planning Commission. That's okay. part of our educational program and our community involvement is getting the information out there that we receive and that to educate the public on our monitoring programs. So we have several kiosks and we have our display boards, which we'll look at later in the interpretive gallery. We have a resource library, we do several mail-outs a year and media releases, we do workshops, and we have information bulletins and brochures, and we have our website and links. This is the information kiosk that we have at the marina at the RDKB boat launch. And this is the kiosk that we have at the north end, boat access only, which was a wetland protection initiative partnership project with BC Parks. And this is just a close-up of the signs that we have on that kiosk. These are two of the bulletins that we produced. And, one is fish species and one is on wildlife, and they're free to the public. This is the newest dream of mine for the next bulletin, and it's going to be involve our aquatic plants. We have approximately 53 species in our lake, so we won't just be talking about milfoil, we'll be talking about all the important plants that various species require to live. We also have an endowment fund, and thank you. We also have an endowment fund, and donations can be made through the Grand Forks Credit Union, and this is run by the Phoenix Foundation. We do educational things on Eurasian water milfoil. We have brochures, we have green boating guides, we have Watch Your Wake bulletins that the regional district just put out. We actually have a milfoil crew through the regional district that hand pulls the weeds, the divers do. And we did a seminar in partnership with the regional district called Exploring the Potential Biological Control of Eurasian Water Milfoil in BC. And this is the little guy, E. leconti, the milfoil weevil, that they're going to be doing a survey later in July through EnviroScience has a contract to do that to confirm that we have the native milfoil weevil in our lake and what's the abundancy of it and can we mass produce it. And this is a new endeavor for British Columbia. Okay, our monitoring programs, there's several of them that we do throughout the watershed throughout the whole year. We're not just busy in the summer, it's all year round. And it includes fisheries and wildlife protection initiatives. Okay. This is our water quality sampling program. We've been doing it now for 16 years. And we sample for nitrogen, phosphorus, plankton chlorophyll A, water clarity, dissolved oxygen, and temperature. And this is basically done on the environmental level. This is not interior health level, like for other issues. And it's in partnership with the Ministry of Environment. And we do spring and fall sampling. And then Dave Beattie and Glenn Brewer have been doing it for years. They're great guys. They do the water clarity and temperature monitoring every 2 weeks for 4 months. And they've been doing this for years. So thank you to those guys. Our monitoring program, like I mentioned earlier, is for the zebra and quagga mussel monitoring program. And this is with assistance from the University of Portland. And you've probably heard on the news about some zebra and quagga mussels being potentially released in Shuswap Lake that came across from the States. So right now in our area we have a clean, drain, and dry program. So there's new posters out there that kind of mention to people to clean, drain, dry your boat. And there is a couple initiatives which are fairly expensive to actually set up washing stations for boats. So we're going to look into that next year. We also monitor wildlife species at risk. So such as the screech owl, this is the western skink, the tiger salamander, rubber boa, and the rattlesnake. So right now we have a rattlesnake in our freezer that's going to be heading to Victoria for DNA analysis. That was found dead on the highway outside of Midway. And we do once in a while take on these things and report it, and then they get picked up. And so if anybody can ever find anything, don't touch it please, but just let us know and then we'll monitor it and send it to Victoria. We do kokanee enumerations, and we have stream spawners and shore spawners here that spawn at different times of the year. And we did do some DNA analysis through Victoria. So our stream spawners originated from Cuillin Lake, that's historical stocking, and our shore spawners are genetically unique and appear to be the only sole native stock left in our lake of that species. In Sander Creek last year we had 2,265 fish, which is over the last 10 years on average that we usually get. Okay. Sutherland Creek has been infilling because it is a diverted stream system, so we only had 17. It used to be a little bit higher than that, but it's gone down a little bit. Cray Creek had a plume, debris torrent in, 7 years ago now? And it infilled, so Ministry of Environment's letting Mother Nature take its course, and hopefully it'll blow out some of the sediments. So for the first time in 5 years, we had 5 fish last year. This is our wetland protection initiative that's down from Salmon Creek, and it's the North Bay Buoy Project, and this is an area that has some species at risk, such as the painted turtle, and so we just ask that boaters don't go in there with their motors on and pull out their props. We also do the foreshore inventory and mapping project, and this is every single property, every segment of the lake was mapped, and then we have a big picture of what's on there, what's native, what's been removed, what's imported sand, retaining walls, docks, the whole ball of wax. So the whole shoreline of the lake has been mapped. Christina Lake dock removal. This is a new initiative that's been done by our president Peter Bowen, along with Doug Shannon and a few others. And this is just some pictures of them removing a dock and the amount of styrofoam and nails and hardware that goes along. It's a big job. Now, I'd like to recognize the people that funded the interpretive gallery in our new office, and Regional District of Kootenay Boundary, Area C, helped very much. The RBC Blue Water Project helped with this video display in our interpretive gallery, some things in here. The Phoenix Foundation did a very generous donation and helped out with the office and some of our supplies. The province of BC helped with funding for a student to do our educational programs in the interpretive gallery. And Fortis BC also helped to get some of our supplies for the interpretive gallery. And
Okay, so if I can add to this presentation by saying one of the best additions to Christina Lake as far as community groups has been, and we have a lot of very, very good ones, is the stewardship. And the stewardship, it takes on issues, for instance, that really aren't maybe necessarily in my domain, but more belong to the province or environment or the feds or whatever. As most people know, the lake is governed by several different bodies. So Brenda and the stewardship, and Brenda's been coordinating that stewardship for a long, long time. The people that brought this whole thing together many years ago, some of them are still active with the stewardship. Peter Bowen, the president, is doing a phenomenal job and has some really good ideas, as you can see, with the dock project on Christina Lake. I hope that anyone out there that has any water systems in their area at all that they're concerned about will have a look at what a stewardship and management plan can do in their respective areas. We are working very closely with the Kettle River Project, with also the Christina Lake Stewardship because of the lake project. So my advice to everyone out there, come down, talk to Brenda, talk to everybody that belongs to the stewardship, talk to Christina Lake and see the neat job that they do here. And for heaven's sakes, think about doing that kind of protection and monitoring in your own area.
So a big thank you goes out to all of the volunteers and supporters that helped make this happen, because that's the only way this would work. And this is a new beginning for us, and it's going to be constantly evolving, so come and check us out whenever you can. And if you have any questions, contact me or Joanna. We're available 24/7 basically, and Christina Lake is ours to enjoy and protect, so we love it here.